You ever open a drawer and find something you haven't seen in 20 years? Maybe an old birthday card, a set of keys you can't remember the lock for, or a kitchen gadget that looked useful on TV but never made it out of the box. I think we've all had those moments. Life has a way of accumulating stuff, little by little, year after year. And before we know it, our homes, these places that should feel peaceful and open, start feeling a bit too full. Now let me ask you this. When was the last time you looked around your home and thought, do I really need all of this? Not in a rushed or guilty way, but in a gentle, curious one. That's what today's conversation is all about. Downsizing. Not just getting rid of things for the sake of it, but truly simplifying your space so it matches the season of life you're in now. Downsizing after retirement isn't about letting go of memories or erasing the past. It's about making room for comfort, for ease, and even for a little more breathing space. Because let's face it, we're not chasing after toddlers anymore or hosting big family dinners every weekend. Life has slowed down, and in many ways, that's a gift. So why not shape our homes to reflect that? Now, some folks get nervous at the thought, but what if I need this one day? Or, that belonged to my mother. I can't just give it away. And those feelings are completely valid. Downsizing isn't about being cold or practical to a fault. It's about being intentional. It's about surrounding yourself with what truly adds value to your life now, and letting go of what no longer serves you. Let's start with something simple. Think about the rooms in your home you actually use. Really think about it. If you have a guest room that hasn't seen a guest in 5 years, or a formal dining room that only gets touched during the holidays, ask yourself, what purpose is this space serving today? Could it be transformed into something that supports your current lifestyle? Maybe a cozy reading nook, a crafting room, or a small home gym for light stretches in the morning. That gentle shift in how we use our space can make all the difference. Instead of seeing rooms as they were meant to be used 20 or 30 years ago, try looking at them through the lens of right now. What would make life easier, more peaceful, or more enjoyable? Downsizing isn't always about moving to a smaller house. It can start right where you are. Another helpful place to begin is the closet. Oh, the closet. How it loves to hide things we forgot we owned. Clothes from when we were working full-time, shoes that pinch, jackets from decades ago. They've all earned their place in our story, but that doesn't mean they need to stay with us forever. What do you actually wear now? What makes you feel comfortable, confident, and like yourself? Keep those. Let the rest find new homes where they'll be used and loved. And if it feels hard to let go, here's a little mindset shift that might help. You're not throwing things away. You're releasing them. You're setting them free so they can serve someone else while you lighten your load. That's a beautiful thing. A generous thing. Now, I know sometimes the sentimental items are the toughest. A drawer full of old photos, letters from loved ones, the children's baby clothes. We'll talk more about that in a moment. But first, let's think about our everyday environment. The things we see and touch every single day. Because simplifying those little corners of our lives, that's where the real magic begins. You know, it's funny how the little things start to feel like big things once you slow down enough to notice them. That pile of papers on the kitchen counter, the overflowing drawer in the hallway, the stack of old magazines by the armchair. It's not just clutter, it's noise. And once you start clearing it out, even just a little at a time, you'd be surprised how much lighter you feel. Not just in your home, but in your body, in your mind. Let's talk about the kitchen for a moment. It's often one of the busiest rooms in the house, even if we're not cooking for an army anymore. Over the years, it becomes a sort of museum of good intentions. Mugs collected from vacations, appliances we thought we'd use, containers without lids, lids without containers, you know what I mean. Start small. Open one cabinet. Pull everything out. Look at each item and ask yourself, when did I last use this? If it's been over a year, chances are you probably don't need it. And don't worry, this isn't about stripping your kitchen bare. Keep what you use and love. If your favorite coffee mug makes your morning feel complete, that's a keeper. But if you've got 6 different cheese graters and only use one, it's okay to let the extras go. What's beautiful about downsizing the kitchen is that it often creates more than just space. It creates calm. Cooking becomes easier. Cleaning becomes faster. And suddenly, you're not wrestling with jammed drawers or digging through a sea of utensils just to find the can opener. Now, let's head into the living room. This space often holds a lot of emotion: photos, souvenirs, inherited pieces of furniture. And while these things are precious, it's good to ask, are they enhancing the room or crowding it? Is your favorite chair easy to get in and out of, or is it buried between two bulky end tables and a footstool from 1973? Sometimes all it takes is rearranging or letting one or two things go to give your living space a fresh breath. Try removing just one piece of furniture and see how the room feels. More open, easier to move around in. That's the kind of change that improves your everyday life. Not just how it looks, but how it feels to live in. Now, let's gently circle back to something that pulls at the heartstrings: sentimental items. Those boxes in the attic or tucked away in the back of the closet. Things that belong to your parents, your kids, or even your younger self. Here's the truth: memories don't live in objects. They live in you. And while it's okay to keep a few deeply meaningful items, you don't have to carry the full weight of every memory in physical form. One way to honor the past without being buried by it is to choose a few representative pieces. Maybe you keep one baby outfit from your child's first year instead of the whole bin. Or you frame a letter from your spouse rather than storing a shoebox full of faded notes. Some folks even take photos of items they can't keep, so the memory stays, but the clutter doesn't. And if something still holds meaning, but you don't have room for it, consider passing it on to family, to friends, to someone who'll treasure it like you once did. That's not loss, that's legacy. That's the beautiful passing of stories from one life into another. This process isn't meant to be done in a day. It's not a race. It's a slow, thoughtful walk through your home and your history. One drawer at a time, one shelf, one decision. And with each small choice, you're carving out more peace, more simplicity, more space to just be. Because at this stage in life, we deserve that. We deserve homes that support who we are now, not just who we were. Spaces that feel open, safe, and full of things we truly love. Now here's something worth sitting with. When your home starts to reflect who you are today, not just who you've been, it does something gentle to the spirit. It brings ease into your days. It clears not only your countertops, but your mind. And more than anything, it reminds you that you're allowed to keep changing, keep evolving, no matter your age. Let's talk about paperwork for a moment. Yes, those towering piles of envelopes, receipts, old insurance forms, tucked into drawers, stacked in folders, sometimes even hiding in grocery bags from years ago. It's amazing how quickly paper builds up, isn't it? And yet, most of it isn't serving us anymore. This is one area where downsizing brings real peace. Start with one small pile. Open every envelope. Be honest with yourself. What needs to stay and what can go? Keep important legal documents, current medical records, and anything related to your finances. But expired warranties, outdated manuals, or bills from 2011. Let them go. Recycle them, shred them, and feel that quiet relief as the stack shrinks. Some folks like to go digital at this stage, scanning important documents and storing them on a computer or a flash drive. But that's not for everyone, and that's okay. Do what feels manageable. The goal isn't perfection. It's clarity. It's knowing where things are and not feeling overwhelmed when you go looking for them. And then there's the big question many folks ask during downsizing. Should I move? Maybe the house feels too big now. Maybe the stairs are harder than they used to be. Maybe there are whole rooms you don't even step into anymore. If that thought has been whispering in your ear, know this: you're not alone. Many people reach this point and start to wonder whether their home still fits their life. There's no one-size-fits-all answer here. Some find comfort and freedom in staying put, but simplifying. Others find great joy in moving to a smaller place, something easier to manage, cozier, more suited to this season. And here's what I want to say, especially to anyone who's feeling torn or a little nervous about change. There is no shame in choosing comfort, in choosing ease, in choosing a space that supports you instead of you supporting it. Home should be your helper, not your burden. Maybe that means moving to a one-story cottage. Maybe it means staying right where you are, but but finally letting go of the extra furniture, the packed closets, the just-in-case items that never seem to be needed. Whatever it looks like for you, the heart of downsizing is this: make room for living. Not just storing, not just maintaining, living. I've heard people say things like, well, I don't want my kids to have to sort through all this when I'm gone. And while that's thoughtful, and certainly one reason to simplify, it's not the only one. You deserve to enjoy the benefits now. You deserve to open your closet and feel peace. To walk into your living room and feel light. To open a drawer and know exactly what's inside. This isn't about preparing for the end. It's about making the most of right now. And here's the real beauty of it all. As you clear out the extra, you start to uncover treasures. Maybe it's a photo you'd forgotten about, or a letter that makes you smile. Maybe it's the discovery that, underneath all the layers, you still feel energized by change. By creating a space that reflects the joy and wisdom of your years, not just the habits of them. So if you're standing in a room that feels a little too full, or looking around and thinking, I'm ready for something different, trust that feeling. It's not about getting rid of things. It's about making space for what matters most. And what matters most at this stage in life isn't the stuff. It's the peace, the people, the moments that truly bring joy. Sometimes the hardest part of letting go isn't the sorting or the donating or even the decisions. It's the emotion tied to it all. Every item has a story, and every story has a feeling. That shirt reminds you of your daughter's wedding. That clock, it used to sit in your parents' hallway. Even something as simple as a chipped bowl can hold memories of breakfast when the house was full and noisy with little feet running around. And that's okay. That's what makes us human. We're not meant to be detached from our things, but we are meant to carry the memories in our hearts, not on our backs. If you find yourself holding something and getting stuck, unable to keep it, but not quite ready to let it go, give yourself time. There's no deadline, no rule book. You're allowed to feel. In fact, you should feel. Some people find it helpful to talk through these moments. Maybe sit with a friend or a family member and share the memory before you part with the item. You might be surprised how healing it feels just to say out loud, this belonged to my father. I remember him winding it every night. In sharing it, the memory deepens, even if the object leaves. And if you have grandchildren, this can be a beautiful time to involve them, not in the heavy lifting, but in the storytelling. Show them that old photo album, or let them try on a vintage hat you once loved. Tell them about the way things used to be. They might not remember the stories the way you do, but what they will remember is the feeling of sitting with you, learning something special, being part of your life's journey. Because downsizing, at its core, isn't about reducing, it's about refining. About making space for the things that really matter. The quiet afternoons. The cup of tea in your favorite chair. The drawer that opens without a fight. The room that feels light and full of possibility. And if you're someone who's been feeling overwhelmed, like the project is too big or the task too emotional, just start with one little thing. One drawer, one shelf, one corner. That's it. Don't think about the whole house. Think about 5 minutes. That's where change begins. You might find that once you start, it gets easier. That each item becomes a little lighter. That the home you've built, layer by layer, over a lifetime, has been quietly waiting to breathe again. This isn't about chasing minimalism or trying to make your home look like a magazine. It's about comfort. It's about peace. It's about waking up in the morning and thinking, yes, this feels good. And it's about remembering that you're not losing anything. You're gaining space. Space to move, space to think, space to rest, space to dream. Because retirement isn't the end of the road. It's the beginning of a new, quieter, and more intentional chapter. And your space should support that, not stand in the way of it. So take your time. Be kind to yourself. Let the process be slow and meaningful. And trust that, with every little step, you're shaping a home that truly reflects who you are now. Wise, seasoned, full of stories, and still open to all the beautiful moments yet to come. Thank you for spending this time with me. I hope this talk gave you some encouragement, some clarity, and maybe even a little spark to begin. If it did, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment, share a thought, or just say hello. I always enjoy hearing from you. Don't forget to subscribe for more gentle, thoughtful conversations just like this one. And if you know someone who could use a little encouragement today, feel free to share this with them. Until next time, take care of yourself. Keep finding joy in the little things. And remember, no matter how many birthdays you've had, you're still growing, still evolving, and you're never too old to feel at home in your own life.